Welcome back to the online classes. This is Zafarullah Mangi from the Department of Mathematics at SMB QAPS Public School, Darsana Channa. Today we are going to start the topic identity function for the class of second year intermediate. So yesterday we are already discussed about the constant function, and now we are going to start identity function. What is the definition of identity function? Which function denotes the identity of the function? And how can we solve the problems of the identity functions with graphically? So first of all, the definition of identity function is that the function f is, you can say that this function is also another name is mapping. Function or mapping. The function f real to the real. Real is first R represent the domain of the set, and second R represent the range of the set. So the function f relation between real to the real defined as f of x is equals to x. This function represent the identity function, because here if we put the domain, if we put here any domain, the outcome will remain same. So that's why we can say that this function represent the identity function. So f of x here, f of x is equals to x for all values. This symbol inverse of a, this symbol represent for all values, for all values. Okay, for all values of x belongs to the real number. X is the domain and put are independent variable, and for all values of x belongs to the real number is known to be the identity function. In this situation we can say that this function represent the identity function. Here its domain is R. I already told you that its domain is R, and also its range is also R, because this function contains a real to the real. So first R represent the domain of the function, and second R represent the codomain, or you can say the range of the function. Or in other words, you can say this R represent the input, and this R represent the outcome or output of the any given input. So the graph of the identity function is a straight line. Graph of the function is in a straight line passing through origin. The line which is in a straight form, it start from the origin and inclined at an angle of 45 degree, but not in 60 or 30, but this inclined line, a straight line which are passing through the origin, inclined at the origin at the angle of 45 with x-axis. So here the function is given f of x is equals to x, and for all values of x belongs to the real number. If we put here any value of x in this function, if we choose real numbers, any real number, a real number, you know that every number either positive or negative or zero, both are values, both are numbers included in a real form. So a real number, you can suppose any number either positive or negative, either zero. So first of all we put here x is equals to 0 in this function place of x. So what will be the outcome? If we put here the value of x is equals to 0, then result will be what? 0. Here first value of x and the second value of y represent 0, x represent, and the function condition of the result is what? 0. So the outcome will be on 0 point is 0 comma 0. So here 0 comma 0 in this point, because this is the origin. Here the origin of y-axis, and here the origin of x-axis. So that's why if we put here the value of x is equals to 0, then outcome will be 0. That's in this situation we can say that this number of axis of x is 0, but the result of y is also 0. So this point represent only the origin of 0, 0. It must be represent x 0 and y 0. Okay. Now if we put here the value of x is equals to 0, let's suppose if we put here the value of x is equals to 1, then what will be the result is, if we put here 1 in this form, place of the x, so what will be the result is, if we put here 1, then here is also x, then result will be what? 1. So in x point, if we put here 1, then outcome will be 1. So the value of x is 1 and here the value of y creates 1. So in this situation x comma y represent 1 comma 1. So where is 1x? Here x contains positive 1 and y contains positive 1. This is y positive, this is x positive, and here is x negative and here is y negative. So the positive x and the result or outcome, you can say that of y is also positive. So positive 1 here x axis and y in positive here. So the line is drawn here 1 comma 1 because it is depend upon both elements. So the line drawn here. So this 1 comma 1 represent this point and this point, this point and this point. Now we put here, if we put here 2, then what will be the result outcome? If we put here the value of x is equals to 2, then here 2 and here is also 2. So this 2 and this 2 represent here. So this is 2 comma 2 and again this represent number, this number represent 3 comma 3 and here same here. If we put here 4 comma 4, put here 5 comma 5, this type of situation must be represent the identification function because x-axis of the value and y-axis of the value are same. Here if we put here 0, then put the value of x is equal to 0, then y gives us 0. If we put here the value of x is 1, the outcome of y is 1. If we put here the input of x is 2, then the outcome of y is 2. So in this situation we can say that this angle is contains 45 degree because this line intermediate the midpoint of the quarter, the semi, you can say that this portion of the angle. So here if we choose the negative number of x, suppose if we choose the negative one of x value, then the result or outcome of this number will be same negative 1. Here the negative 1 of the value of x gives us negative 1 of the value of y. So negative 1 represent the negative value of y. So here negative 1 and here is negative 1. This value represent the negative x and this value represent the negative y. So this situation our graph is lying on this point. And again if we put here negative 2 point, so same here this outcome will be same. So negative 2 contains negative 2. So in this point negative 2 contains here negative 2 and negative 2, this is negative 2 and this is, so this situation, this is minus 1 comma 1, this is minus 2 comma 2, this is minus 3 comma 3, this is minus 4 comma 4. So you can see here 1 comma 1, 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5. In negative sense, negative 1 comma negative 1, negative 2 comma negative 2, negative 3 comma negative 4, negative 5 comma negative 5. This situation must represent identification because independent of the variable x and the dependent variable of y both contain same values or same numbers, or you can say that same angle, lying on same angle, which is start from the origin and lying on the inclination of the angle is 45 degree. So this situation of the graph represent the identity function. So you can solve any example, but the main thing is that in this definition is that the function of identity function must be is that f of x contains x. If we put here, let's suppose if we put here f of x is equals to 2x, then what will be the outcome? If the independent variable, if here the independent variable is 2x, then it must be here the function is 2x. If we put here the f of x comma y, then it must be x comma y. In this situation, we can say that this is identity function because the independent variable and dependent variable is same. Our independent variable or the function is same. And this type of the function represent the identity function because identity function represent the same values or same condition of the independent or dependent input or outcome value same. So that's why we can say that this is the independent identity function. So I hope you have and you are understanding the main theme of this definition or the graph of the function. So inshallah, in next topic we will discussing about the modulus function or absolute value of function. Allah.